What's up, YouTube? BK with BK Gaming 9000 here. Today we are back on the division. It is Friday, which means it is the vendor reset day. Let's go ahead and enter the dark zone. We are going to first check out the dark zone vendors. So if you do find this video helpful, please smash that like button, subscribe for more Destiny and Division videos in the future. And I will see you guys in that next one. For now, let's go to DZO2. Okay, starting off in DZO2, let's see what the gear vendor has for us today. So first off, they got the operator mask with refreshed. It's got exotic damage, resilience, and blind death resistant. They have a reckless gunslinger vest, which increased damage by 8% and increased incoming damage by 10%. That's actually not a horrible one. It's got plus 5,298 health, 10% exotic damage resilience, and 24% increased kill XP. I would probably re-roll the kill XP for something else, and that's actually a pretty decent roll if you're going for firearms. So next we have a tactical pack with resourceful. We have tactical pads with accomplished, which rewards are tripled. We have a gunslinger holster with nimble, with heal 2% of max health for every 1 meter, run to cover, and we have astute gloves that are also firearms. That the first 3 bullets in your magazine have a 5% higher chance of a critical hit shot. So, you know, not bad for this one. Let's go ahead and transfer over to DZO3 and see what's there. That's 45 with expert and intense. He's got the police T821 with dominant, adept, and unforgiving. You can do a whole lot better with a submachine gun. He's got the classic AK-47 with swift, determined, and competent. He's got a double barrel shotgun with self-preserve and brutal and meticulous. That's actually not bad at all. Really ambitious. Also not horrible. He's got the military MK-46 with capable, fierce, and talented. That one is probably one of the best light machine guns, but the rolls on that one could be a little better. He may be selling something else, but you know, I may or may not have bought that said something else. So let's go ahead and move on to DZO4. Okay, agents, now that we're here in DZO4, let's go ahead and see what the gear mod vendor has for us today. So far, they just got a prototype stamina mod, which is actually really decent. They also have a prototype performance mod, which adds 3.5% damage for sticky bombs. So if you're into doing sticky still, go ahead and get that. This prototype stamina mod, can't talk today, is actually pretty decent. So if you are into getting those, go ahead and pick that up as well. Now we are on to DZO5. Okay, agents, now that we're here in DZO5, let's go ahead and see what kind of weapon mods this vendor has. They got a extended magazine with 107% magazine size, 4% reload speed, and 4% critical hit damage. That is actually really decent. I'm going to pick that up right now. Next, they have the Osprey 45 suppressor with 14.5% accuracy, 4% critical hit damage, and 2.5% crit hit chance, with a minor attribute of 42% reduced threat. So that's actually pretty decent too. The laser green stabilizer has 16% accuracy, 2.5 stability, and 4.5 optimal range. And then we have the ACOG scope at 4 times with 15% accuracy, 2.5% crit hit chance, and 4.5% optimal range. So now that we picked that one up, let's go ahead and head to DZO6 and see what they got there. Alright, agents, so we are here in DZO6. Let's go ahead and see what kind of gear sets they have for us today. First off, he's got the Banshee Shadow Mask, which has 10% damage to elites and 12% increased kill XP. This one is also for the DZ, so it's got looted DZ funds for a 2 set and 10% DMG to target out of cover. And the Banshee is while rogue, all ammo's completely refilled, and then while not rogue, damage to rogue players is increased by 10%. No Dark Zone XP or currency is lost on death. So that's always good. So This actually might be a good set to purchase, especially for people like me, so we can just go ahead and die and get to the safe zones quicker without having to sneak around the dark zone. It's kind of a joke, but it's kind of half true. Next, he's got the Banshee Shadow Armor, which is a stamina build. So he has protection from elites, damage to elites, and then increased kill XP. He then has Banshee Shadow Backpack, which is also a stamina roll, which has critical hit damage, disrupt resistance. Next, he has Deadeye positioning braces. This one has damage to elites, burn resistance, increased kill XP, and bleed resistance. The Deadeye is 40% initial bullet stability for 2 set, and 3 set for 20% marksman rifle critical hit damage. Next, he also has another Deadeye holster. This one is also a pretty decent roll for all stats, and it has plus 5% skill haste. And the last but not least, he's got Lone Star gloves. Rolled for firearms, he's got 14% crit hit damage, pistol damage, and then assault rifle damage. And the set pieces for that is 2 sets is 100% ammo capacity. 3 set gives you 8% LMG damage and 8% shotgun damage. And last but not least, he's got the Dark Zone sealed cache. So that will do it for the Dark Zone, and I will see you guys back at the base of operations. Alright, you guys, so we are here at the weapons vendor in the base of operations. Let's go ahead and quickly run through this and see what they have for us today. He's got the classic M60 with capable, commanding, and sustained. That's actually pretty decent considering what we talked about with the LMGs earlier. He also has an Omega rifle suppressor with 16.5% headshot damage, 3% critical hit chance, 2% accuracy, and 44% reduced threat. Keep in mind that that is level 33 items, and I forgot to mention the world tiers from earlier, so if you are in a different world tier, the numbers might be a little bit different as they reflect on the world tier. Next, they have a tactical vest with forceful, which increase armor by 15% while the signature skill is active, which is great if you're going to run in the underground because sometimes you just need to activate your signature skill for the whole group, but this will help keep you alive during those pinch times when you have to take down the boss. So let's go ahead and move on over to the backside for the special weapons vendor and see what he has for us today. Hopefully he's got something good. They usually have something good back here. So he's got the Pecan with swift, destructive, and ferocious. Nothing's really changed from that one. He's got the Cassidy with response commanding and meticulous. I'm going to skip over the ones that are nothing changed. He's got a 586 Magnum with expert and accurate. He's got an AUG A3 Para XS with responsive, brutal, and competent. I think he was selling the same thing last week. He's got a tactical ACR this week with meticulous, prepared, and adept. Double barrel sawed-off with trained, destructive, and ferocious. That's actually pretty decent. He's got a custom M44 marksman rifle. Pretty decent DMG right off the bat. Is 170% headshot damage. It has intense, predatory, and competent, which is crappy rolls for that one, so I wouldn't pick that up. And he's got the classic RPK-74 with ferocious, adept, and sustained. For the attachments, he's got a heavy magazine spring. I wouldn't pick that one up as you're just reading it. He got a compensator. This one's actually, medium. I still wouldn't use it. He's got the PEQ 15 laser. This one's actually pretty decent with 14.5% accuracy. And he's got the ACOG scope at 4 times zoom. I would not use that. So let's go ahead and go downstairs into the terminal and see what they got there. Alright, you guys, so we are here at the special equipment vendor. Let's go ahead and check what they got. They got the Historian, the Liberator. We don't really need to go on over these. He's got the Valkyria, First Wave, X45 with Expert and Deadly. That's actually pretty decent. The Tactical Vector 45 ACP with Deadly, Meticulous, and Responsive, which isn't bad if they didn't nerf the SMGs. He's got a Police M4 with Accurate, Unforgiving, and Fierce. Not horrible. He's got an M870 Express, which is the shotgun, with Deadly, Accurate, and Self-Preserve. That's actually pretty decent. Next, he's got the Police MK17, which is a marksman rifle, with Prepared, Dominant, and Talented. And last but not least for the weapons, he's got the M249B, which is the light machine gun. with destructive, ferocious, and deadly. That's actually pretty good. If you want to reroll ferocious, go ahead and reroll ferocious for like maybe brutal. But these LMGs with destructive and deadly on it, you definitely want something like that. Next, he's got an operator mask with tenacious, which increases damage by 10% for 10 seconds while using a med kit. He's got the hunter's faith mask, which 4% health on kill, 14% increased kill XP. He then has the operator vest, which has vigorous, which grants overall healing to all healing skills, which is amazing. He then has final measure vest, which some people are just using the final measure because a lot of it is catered towards your toughness. As you see, mine jumps up incredibly high with this. I'm thinking about working on my build. I have yet to figure out what I want to do with that, so hopefully we can figure that out soon. Next, he has a Spec Ops pack with Inventive, which increased skill power by 50% while at full health, which is always nice, but as soon as you take a lick of damage, that goes away, so it's not good. He's got the backpack of the Nomad, which is always good. Lone Star backpack. These are all electronic style. So he's got Deadeye Go Bag. I wouldn't pick up any of those because I'm not a big skill power person. So next, he's got the Tactical Pads with Accomplish, which rewards are tripled again. He's got an Electronics Tactician's Authority knee pad. He's got the Reclaimer Brace, which is stamina rolled. He's got the Banshee Shadow knee pads, which is also stamina rolled. He's got an Operator holster with Nimble, which allows 2% health gain after cover to cover. He's then got Spec Ops gloves, which is an electronics roll with Decisive, which headshots with the sidearm deal 35% more damage, which is pretty decent, but I don't use my sidearm that often. He then has Striker's gloves, which are firearms roll. He's got another Sentry's Call glove with a firearms roll. He has a Predator's Mark with a firearms roll. He's got Firecrest with a firearms roll. He's got Alpha Bridge with a stamina roll. Yeah. So I don't know about the Alpha Bridge one. I think you can re-roll that for something a little bit better. Damage to elites, I would probably re-roll the Marksman Rifle damage for something else. Next, he has a prototype stamina mod, which has 3% skill haste. It is a fire or toughness roll, so that's actually pretty decent. He also has a prototype performance mod, which has 7% support station range. Quick release magazine. I don't even want to look at that because what we purchased in the Dark Zone was amazing. He then has a loud vent brake, which can be amazing, but I would go for the silent ones. He's got a hand stop with 27% reload speed, 4% critical hit damage, and 2.5 stability. That's actually pretty decent. And then he's got the red dot sight with 5.5% headshot damage, 2% accuracy, and 2.5% critical hit chance, which isn't that bad, actually. Next, he's still got the sealed caches and the jackets if you ever want to buy these jackets. I would not buy these jackets. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to the underground and see what they have for us there. Alright, agents, so we are here at the underground vendor. Let's go ahead and see what he has for us today. So he's got the G36 Enhanced if you're rank 40 with Adept, Commanding, and Focused. Not the best roll for that one. He's got a Surplus SVD with Dominant, Unforgiving, and Discipline, which is automatically on there for rank 20. That's also not the best roll. He's got a G36 at 182 with Destructive, Adept, and Focus. If you're still looking for like an Alpha Bridge, kind of roll, that would actually be very, very useful for you. He's got the First Wave X45 with Expert and Predatory at 163. He's then selling some Firecrest knee pads, some Banshee Shadow knee pads, blueprints, the PP19 blueprint, Surplus SVD blueprint, and nothing has really changed from there. So, if you found this video helpful, please smack that like button, subscribe for more. Remember, there are tons more to look at around at all the vendors, whether they're at the safe rooms or whether they're at the DZ checkpoint. So go ahead and check those out for yourself. If you find something useful, make sure to post it down in the comment down below. That way, everybody reaps the benefits, and hopefully I can find a way to shorten these types of videos. Sorry that it was long, but just going around and making sure that you guys get everything that you can possibly see for these resets. So, like I said before, A like would be much appreciated, and I will see you guys in that next one. Peace.